competition. Oh. There's always some shit going on in this fucking town. Hello everyone and welcome back to Save Your Tears. I'm your host Maddie Guest and I am about to start my last episode. But for real, it's been a lot of fun, and since it's the last episode of my little series, for now at least, I might come back. I'm gonna go ahead and rank the seasons from my favorite to least favorite. Season 8 I'm excluding from this because it takes place like after Abby, went to jail, had her cancer treatment and all that stuff, and none of the original dancers are on there anymore. A couple of the minis come back, but because it's like so different and like I don't really like associate that season with like the rest of the season, so I'm excluding it. It's a good season by itself, but because there's just one season of it, it feels kind of incomplete. That's season 8. I'm just gonna not include that, but I'm gonna be ranking seasons 1 through 7 from my favorite to least favorite. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm sitting here editing and getting so pissed off because my camera just does not focus, like, at all. Throughout the whole video, you're gonna notice it. And I apologize. This is why you should not film on iPhones. So my favorite season is season 2 because it still has all of like the heart and like the charm that season 1 has, for the most part at least. But now the show has a better sense of direction than it did in season 1. And at this point, the girls had improved a lot since season 1. In season 1, they were pretty like not great yet, but season 2 they really like improve a lot. And at this point, the show has like a fan base, but it's still kind of in its growing stage. So I don't really think anyone has gotten like too like, so like no one has really let the fame like get to their head yet. And at this point, Abby wasn't too awful yet. I mean, obviously she's been kind of fucked up since the beginning, but in season 2 she wasn't as bad. Most of the dance competitions at this point were real. I think there was only like a couple of invitationals that they went to. Like the show at this point just had a really good momentum going, and the dances were great. Chloe wins nationals. It really is just, it's a good season. My favorite by far. And there's a lot of Kathy and Abby drama. And they go against Candy Apples a lot, which is fun. I like when they go against each other. Those episodes are always really fun to watch. And there's like a pretty large like consensus in the fan base that season 2 is the best, and I tend to agree. Sorry, I'm unoriginal, but it's true. Season 2 was like the show's peak. It's just really good. My second favorite season is season 3 because the drama in that is still good. Abby hasn't gotten too crazy yet still. I think that the girls have also improved a lot between season 2 and 3. I feel like the girls' growth like in the beginning of the show was like significant. I feel like from like seasons 5 on they're kind of like but I'll get to that part later. Believe it or not, I kind of like when Asia comes in. She lights a fire under Mackenzie's butt, and I think her and her mom, oh my god, what's her name? I keep wanting to say Kira, it's not Kira. Leslie, no. What's Asia's mom's name? Oh my god. Oh, it's Christy Ray. Duh. I don't know, I kind of like Christy Ray. Well, did I like Christy Ray? Just thinking off the top of my head, I think I like Christy Ray. Was she problematic? Probably. Yeah. Season 3 has good drama. The heart of the show is not as prominent as it was. Like, it starts to fade here. I don't think a lot of people were like super burnt out yet. I put it second because the beginning of the season kind of started rocky with the whole like moms like protesting and like not going in the studio and everything, and Abby tries to make another team, and Sophia Lucia comes in and she is just way better than everyone. I hate that Abby tries to put her against Chloe when she should have been putting her against Maddie. So that was annoying. Also, a lot of the competitions at this point were invitationals. There were not as many real competitions that they were going to. An invitational is basically when the competition handpicks what studios they want to come and compete against Abby. So it's not just like an open competition where like, you know, any old studio could like sign up, pay entry fees, and like compete. So there can be some like bias, and they're also a lot smaller. Honestly, when I say like these things were annoying, it still contributes to the show because it elicits an emotion to the viewer, me, that isn't so meta like, ugh, like the show's getting annoying. Like it's like, Anthony, why do you keep making Kathy cry? Why do you keep being so mean to these kids? Third on the list is season 1. Because it was the start of the show. No one was famous yet. At this point, the dancers they thought that they were doing a documentary. At first, they agreed to film like a 6-episode documentary about like the competition world and stuff, but they didn't realize that if a network picked it up and wanted to turn it into a reality show, they'd be sucked into that too. They didn't really know what they were like getting into, so everything was very raw and realistic. I'm sure the producers like made some stuff happen, of course, but for the most part it was very real. All the competitions were real. There were no invitationals because no one knew who they were yet. Because no one knew who they were yet, the show felt a lot more like relatable. It was like the most realistic, and it was just like simpler times overall. And all the girls were so young. They were so cute. But because it was like the show's start, like I feel like the show kind of lacked a sense of direction. The editing was kind of like hodgepodgey, but despite all that, it was good. And I like season 1. Okay, so now we're at the halfway point. Fourth favorite is season 4, fitting. Things start to get super serial here. At this point, I would say that this season is like Abby's turning point where she really starts to like
keep those paws up, very high, super high. Everyone better be jumping.
Really starts getting mean. The best drama of the show starts here. The dances in season 4 were really good, and everyone's improving a lot, I'd say. Except for Chloe. I think Chloe kind of plateaued a bit here because of her confidence. And she ended up leaving at the end of season 4, which sucked. Brooke and Paige left, that also sucked. Even though the episode where they left was like entertaining. But when they leave, I feel like it kind of just like spoils the atmosphere of the show a little bit, which sucks. And when Abby brought in the select team, I feel like that was entertaining. Was it a production move? Most definitely, which is a little bit annoying, but like just on the surface level, like it was kind of fun. And this is the season that Maddie does the video with Sia, and she starts to get famous a lot. So that's really good for her, but there's a lot of like drama and stuff surrounding that. I feel like this is when the team almost like starts to split a little bit. Like it's not so like family, it's more like everyone out for themselves a little bit. The big drawbacks of the season were definitely like Brooke and Paige leaving and then Chloe leaving, and the fight that led to Chloe and Christy leaving. It's a hard watch. Now we're gonna start getting to the seasons I don't like as much. So fifth on the list is season 6. So I feel like a lot of this season really centers around like Maddie and Mackenzie leaving. I feel like because this was like the main plot point, it kind of like pushes everyone else to the side. When they do leave, it's a big absence that is felt like in the show, like when you watch it, but also like, I don't know, Maddie and Mackenzie, they bring a lot to the show. And the weeks leading up to Maddie and Mackenzie leaving, oh my god, Abby kind of treats Maddie and Mackenzie poorly. I think they really hold it against them for leaving, but Maddie was just becoming so famous. And also JoJo leaves, like a few episodes after Maddie does. And even though JoJo's like definitely my least favorite on the show, her and Jesslyn add something, the chaos, I feel like every good show has got to have one annoying person. It makes it well-rounded, and JoJo and Jesslyn bring that. The one positive part is the mini team, even though the whole mini team is definitely like, it feels like a production idea. Well, I don't know, maybe it was Abby's. The mini drama was like kind of annoying. It also brought more talent to the team, and I do like watching the minis. I think they're fun to watch, and it just kind of adds like a new layer of like freshness, I guess. Yeah, I can definitely like watch season 6, but it's not one of my favorites at all. My second least favorite season is season 5. At this point, the team just really doesn't feel like a team. It's all over the place. I feel like at this point, since Maddie's becoming like so big and famous, everyone else starts to get like really power hungry. And this is when Nia and Kendall, they're both having like their music videos, like, and their singing career like takes off. And I like really don't like watching this season because of the way that everyone treats Holly and Nia. It's like no one ever defends them. Abby like does not promote or condone Nia's music career at all, and she's just bitter because Holly didn't want Abby to be Nia's music manager, and I don't blame her because Abby like does not have Nia's best interests at heart, I don't think, especially when it comes to like her singing and stuff. No, she definitely like had all of her eggs in Kendall's basket, and I feel like Nia was like excluded a lot. And I don't know, in the part of one of the episodes where she says that Nia cried herself to sleep one night because like Maddie, Kendall, and Mackenzie got to go hang out with Todrick Hall, that breaks my heart because Nia does not deserve that. And even though like I love Maddie, I do feel like she kind of like loses touch with reality a little bit. Like she's not as herself, I guess. Like I think this is when she starts to get really famous. I'm trying to button my shirt. Does that look stupid? I hate when that does that. Stay. This is, maybe it's just been like fine the whole time. Oh, now it's staying. Also, the competitions at this point just felt hella biased. Like half the time when ALDC beat like Marietta's dance project, that it felt like it was biased because I feel like the other dance team was just way better than Abby like most of the time. However, season 5 does have the waiting room, which they do at nationals. That might be my favorite group dance. I talked about my favorite group dances last week, or was it the week before? And I definitely put the waiting room as like one of my favorite dances, but it might actually be my favorite dance on dance now that I think about it. But the fact they didn't win, low-key, they were robbed. I think they were robbed that time. Least favorite season, definitely not a shocker at all. Season 7. At this point, the show just felt so like a mess. The whole show just starts to unravel. The mini drama feels so forced. Abby's like in and out the whole time because she has her legal shit going on, and that's kind of annoying because hello, this is your dance studio, and we have all these like guest choreographers coming in, and even though they're like really good and it's kind of exciting, I hate that there's just like so many different ones. And when they finally like broke away from Abby and made their own team, the Irreplaceables, and Chloe comes back and stuff, and like that's all good and fun, but it also just feels very like predictable. And like Abby is just cruel and horrible. She's just gone completely off the deep end at this point. And also the nationals, as much as I loved the idea of Nia winning and beating Kendall and Chloe, like I don't think Nia's dance was better, especially Kalani's. Chloe's, I mean, it was the only solo that she did after coming back to the show, and you can tell that she's regressed, mainly in her flexibility. Her turns are still really good, so I don't think Chloe should have won, but Kalani, yeah, hell yeah, Kalani should have won over Nia. Her technique was just better, the music was better. I feel like Nia's dance, it was definitely like one of Nia's best solos, and I don't want to say this to like it make it sound like I'm rooting against Nia, because obviously I love her to death. She's probably like one of my favorite people on the show. But that day, Kalani danced better than Nia. And the fact that Nia beat Kalani annoys the hell out of me, because that was so biased. And I don't know if that was like bias from like production having like a say, or if the judges were like, oh, this is their last competition, like we gotta give it to Nia. It was just annoying. I mean, I was happy, but also not. Season 7 is just the worst. Alright guys, well that is my ranking of the show. I can't believe that this is like my last video. It's kind of sad, but I had a lot of fun making it. I say it's my last episode, which it might not be the last episode for good, but I'm definitely taking a break because making videos every week has kind of sucked. Being honest, I'm sorry. It's been really hard to like manage filming and editing and doing schoolwork all at the same time. I really don't know how my classmates have done it. Maybe they're just better at like time management, or they don't have as much to edit. It takes forever for me to edit these videos because I have a very like specific vision when I make them, and I don't want to just like throw shit together and like put it online. I mean, yeah, the series is for a grade, but I don't know. I want to put stuff out there that I actually like something that I would watch myself. So it takes a lot of time for me to edit these videos, and my drive lately has just been, so I'm definitely taking a break, but I would like to come back to this because like the stress of all of this aside, I did really enjoy doing this, and I love Dance Moms, and I just feel like I'm not done talking about Dance Moms yet. So I do want to come back, but I will be taking a break. To my 3 subscribers, thank you. So please like this video and subscribe so when I come back you'll know. I guess that's it. Anyways, as Ivy Lee Miller once said, and I've also said at the end of all these videos, save your tears for the pillow. Save them for the pillow. I don't know what that was all about. Anyways. I can't believe I just blew a kiss.
Said, bro, I should have been